DeAndre Hopkins is a free agent. After the Jets had a swing and a miss at big-time free agents like Orlando Brown and Fletcher Cox, Nuk should be at the top of their wish list. So let's take a look at his All-22 and I'll show you why DeAndre Hopkins has still got it. Let's go. What is going on, everybody? It's Luke here from Play Like a Jet, and we are back in the film room with another All-22 breakdown, and today we're looking at recently cut wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins. Look guys, he has to be at the top of the Jets wish list right now. I understand he went on a body language piece and it looked like he didn't want to play for the Jets a couple of months ago. Guess what? Aaron Rodgers is the Jets quarterback right now. We are in win now mode and they need to do everything they can to pair him with Garrett Wilson. People are saying he hasn't got it anymore. He's declining. DeAndre Hopkins was on pace for nearly 1,400 yards in 2022 after the suspension, with Colt McCoy starting half of those games. Here's why he's still a baller. We're going to start with a red zone rep man coverage one-on-one against Harrison Smith, a really good safety. You see him stacked to the left-hand side of the Cardinals formation. Have a look at this, guys. The physicality, the work at the stem, and then that pluck at the catch point. Are you freaking kidding me? Look at the way with his release, he stutters inside, he turns his head and he freezes Harrison Smith's feet. He threatens the inside shoulder as if it's going to be a slant route, but then he takes him to the outside, works through a very clear hold here before the ball's off, and then the absurd circus catch, one hand stab away from the body at full extension to snare that for a touchdown. This is ridiculous. He's a big body receiver, and it is almost identical to the trade the Jets made for Brandon Marshall. They've got to do everything in their power to get a guy who can make plays like this in the red zone. Aaron Rodgers will have a field day. But just because I've started with a ridiculous contested catch in the red zone, I don't want you to think that DeAndre Hopkins cannot still separate. This is another myth that I've seen out there online, and it's completely false. Here he is behind the Cardinals' offensive line, coming from left to right across their formation. Have a look how he separates. He threatens on the go route here and then snaps it off and has 5 or 6 yards of separation. This is beautiful. What I like about this from Hopkins is the nuance once again. He's going to sell this little wheel vertical route and he's going to throw his hand up. I've got him beaten deep. Hit me down the field, bang. We're going to snap our left foot in the ground. Look how quick that turn is. He keeps his balance. Great change of direction skills. The corner slips over, and there is a huge cushion there for DeAndre Hopkins. He still has the vertical speed to threaten people deep. He's got the body to make back shoulder catches. We're going to see that in a second. But it's these also separation skills that really still make him a threat. He can win in a multitude of ways. That's what excites me. DeAndre Hopkins has still got a ton left, and these kind of routes give me a lot of hope that he, Garrett Wilson, Lazard can be one of the best trios in the NFL. Again, one more time, guys, look at the change of direction at the top of the route. Beautiful. Great separation skills from DeAndre Hopkins. But I just mentioned the word back shoulder. He is still that body type as well. That's the success that Brandon Marshall had for the Jets in 2015. Left-hand side of your screen here, against the 49ers, he was just an outlet for Colt McCoy. Anytime there was one-on-one coverage to the outside, look what he did. Throw this ball to DeAndre Hopkins, and once again, he separates at the top of the route, even though this is just a back shoulder. Again, he has the speed to threaten guys vertically. He's even, which means he could be leaving deep here. Safety's not going to make it over the top, but Colt McCoy back shoulders this ball, great chemistry, manages to keep his feet inbounds and then makes the catch. Great balance, great field awareness, and gets the job done. You can always throw the ball outside to DeAndre Hopkins one-on-one. This allows you to play Garrett Wilson inside more. It's such a huge threat. DeAndre Hopkins, back shoulder monster. This is where you see the similarities to Brandon Marshall. And one more. How about against Jalen Ramsey? You want to see him do it against one of the best corners in the NFL? Someone who's now playing in the AFC East? Alright, here he is. Again, left-hand side of their formation. One-on-one. Does a great job here getting vertical to stack this route to make sure Ramsey has to respect the deep route, and then he snaps it off and does a great job again with the body control, and then once again a few yards after the catch. I mentioned it though, it's all about how you sell this route, making Ramsey respect you deep. He does a great job of that. His body control and ability to contort at the catch point has been there for years. DeAndre Hopkins is a monster at that. This is another great example. Back-to-back weeks, fantastic back shoulder catches. What a great outlet for your quarterback. So now I've shown you that Hopkins can still be that alpha wide receiver one against man coverage, but we're going to finish with a couple of reps against zone. He's also really nuanced and has great feel for the soft spot. Here he is as the number 3 receiver, left-hand side of the Cardinals formation. And I want you to focus on how Hopkins initially settles in between the two linebackers, but have a look at this vision. He feels the safety closing. Look at the ability to put his foot in the ground, rip off a spin move, break that arm tackle, and make a house call. This is beautiful. Yes, DeAndre Hopkins may not be the most athletic guy in the world anymore. He's 31 years old, but this kind of feel against zone coverage, the innate ability to feel the guy closing, that's special, guys. And this is what's going to play so well with Aaron Rodgers. These two experienced playmakers with all the talent in the world next to Garrett Wilson and then Alan Lazard. Are you kidding me? That's a great combination. And then the last rep against the Minnesota Vikings. This time, he's going to be on the left-hand side of the formation again, but it's against a cover 3 shell and this kind of butt to the sideline technique that we see all the time, often in a Robert Saleh defense. Look at him hide in the blind spot and just separate by 8 to 10 yards with ease. I love the way Hopkins confuses him here at the stem of the route, takes it outside like he's running this deep vertical, but then just hides in the blind spot. Once the corner loses vision on him, we're going to snap off that route. Look at the separation, guys. Kyler Murray is so late to throw this football. He should be throwing it right now. Kyler wants to see him open, though, which is an issue that he has throwing the football. Hopkins still gets it done. Makes a tight contested catch, which it didn't need to be, but a great job from DeAndre, confusing the cover 3 corner, hiding in the blind spot, and once again separating. Beautiful. So that's the film breakdown of Nuk Hopkins. Do me a favor. If anyone says to you that he's rapidly declining or the Jets shouldn't be interested, show them this video. Hopkins is still an elite talent and he would be an awesome duo with Garrett Wilson.